Here's our 2020 GMC Yukon Denali XL. Of course, this 2020 XL Denali comes with a 6.2 liter V8 engine and the 10-speed automatic transmission, as of course they all do, 2018 and newer. So this one actually came to us from an auction. I honestly can't remember where. It was somewhere out east. I want to say Pennsylvania, New Jersey, somewhere in there. Came to us as a flood vehicle. We assumed it was a typical flood, but it actually is not. This one here actually pushed, it went through water, it sure did, but it pushed through the water and created a wave in the front of the vehicle, and it actually sucked water into the engine, caused the engine to lock up and blow, basically. So, this thing has a brand spanking new GM engine. It's not used from a junkyard or anything like that. It's a brand new GM engine. Got no water in the interior, no water in the anything else. No water in the transmission, front and rear differential. No water anywhere else. No collision damage on the vehicle anywhere. Exactly as you see it is exactly how we got it. We just had a brand new GM engine installed. It is a 6.2. No different. It's exactly the way that it should. Everything on the truck works. So I'm going to walk you through everything that I can point out on this vehicle. Of course, you can hear the engine. It's running perfect and new. On the hood, the only flaw that I can find is there is a scratch right here that's been touched up. Other than that, everything else on the hood is great. No cracks or chips or anything like that in the windshield. The front bumper cover, in my opinion, is probably the roughest part of this truck. We'll get to that in a second here, but you can see the tires itself. I would say these tires are 90% tread life. They're almost brand new. I see on this rim just a little mark there on the edge and another little mark there. But if you look here at the front bumper, you can see there's a couple little scratches here. Now, a lot of this stuff might buff out. You know, it's kind of typical for front end stuff to happen, you know, as they get hit by bugs or follow gravel trucks in the winter or whatever the deal. You can see a couple scuffs here on the front license plate bracket, but of course, once you put a license plate on it, that's going to cover that up. If you look here, you can see a couple scratches there and then right here. Otherwise, nothing else. Coming down on this side, looks like I can see a couple little marks on the rim there. On the fender, yep, a little scratch right there. Coming down this side, it's like another little dinger right there. Very clean on the inside. Again, no water got in the interior at all. Just pushed water up, sucked it in. It doesn't mean that, you know, it drove through water this deep or anything like that. That's not what happens. You know, even if you drive through water, that's only a foot deep, which really isn't that much. And if you're going fast, kind of like a boat, it creates the wake out in front of you. And of course, you suck in water through the engine that way, even though you're not in that deep of water. So I have no idea how deep the water was. I just know that it wasn't deep enough to get in the interior. And because nothing in the interior was touched, we actually didn't do anything to it. Just had the engine replaced. You can see here, of course, these scratches will definitely buff off the taillight. These I can't feel with my fingernail at all, so those will probably buff right off completely. Of course, power rear tailgate, as they all have. Power third row seats. They fold down just fine. Of course, we got rear DVD player, moonroof. Coming down this side, I don't see really anything down this side at all that needs to be pointed out, other than here on this rim. You can see there's a little scratch there and then there. So the rims have just a little bit of marks on them, as most of them do. And then in the interior, the only thing we could find is it's missing the driver's side floor mat. Ironically enough, 90% of the time they're missing floor mats in these vehicles. I don't know who, I don't know, people just throw all their belongings on there and use the mat as kind of a carrier for their personal belongings or what the deal was. So the driver front mat is gone. The passenger front mat is here, and then both rear seat mats are there. So I couldn't tell you. Center console. So I'll go ahead. I'm sorry, it's extremely kind of hot today. Open up the door, shut the door, and I'm going to put my seatbelt on. Just give this a fresh restart. My hand's up here so you know I'm not trying to clear anything on you. Of course, my other one's holding the camera. So that's a fresh start. First thing I'll point out is these LCD displays and these switches generally like to, and this, generally like to flash here. So when you're recording with a digital camera and you try to record a digital display, usually they flicker. However, like these, if I hold my camera right up to it, usually somewhere I can hold it and it stops, but I can see on my camera it's not actually stopping. But I promise in real life it's not doing the little flickering or anything like that. Our video display here, or mileage, you can see if I hold my camera straight and true, it's not flickering at all. But otherwise, it's got 33,068 miles on it. I've put about 500 miles, I would say, on this truck. It has been inspected by the state of Minnesota, so we've cleared the salvage off of the title, and now it is a Minnesota prior salvage title. Does have the flood stamp on it, obviously, because it had the water damage, but it is a prior salvage title now, so it'll transfer into your state. No problems, no concerns, without any additional inspections or anything like that. Unless, of course, your state requires a pollution inspection like California does. Again, everything in the truck works. About the only thing, and I know this thing is fully loaded. If you can see here, it says cruise set to 55. I do not believe this thing has adaptive cruise control. I believe that's the only option it does not have. Otherwise, we have, which I'm trying to switch it over. I don't believe it's got adaptive cruise control. But as you can see here, which again, the heads-up display is flickering. I promise it's not doing that in real life. But we've got heads-up display, rear DVD, moonroof, of course, you know, leather seats. We have heated and cooled seats. And with this vehicle, I do have 2 key fobs for it, but I do not have an owner's manual. Of course, heated steering wheel, park assist, lane keep assist, adjustable pedals. We'll go ahead and hit the gas here pretty good. I don't really want to hit it really hard because it is a brand new engine that's only got about 500 miles on it now. So it's not completely fully broken, but it's broken enough for that. Being only at 500 miles, of course, all the service was done to it, so that's all tuned up, ready to go. It's got all brand new spark plugs, wires, oil filter, all of that stuff is all brand new. But again, no water ever got in the interior, no water got in transmission or any of the differentials or anything along those lines. It's all been checked, no water in the transfer case. So you're good to go there. So as you see, it is exactly how we got it. And again, Other than an outside couple of scratches and whatnot that are pointed out in this video, everything works just fine. I'll go ahead, turn the four-wheel drive on. It says four-wheel drive shift in progress. And here you can see it's now in auto mode. I'll go ahead and switch it to four-wheel drive. It says shift in progress. We're in four-wheel drive. So I'll shift it back to 2 because obviously we do not need four-wheel drive on about a 90-degree day today. Again, doesn't flicker. Hold the camera straight and right up to it. Good to go. The only other thing I guess to point out is this vehicle is my personal daily driver here, so the miles are going to increase. But I can promise you, of course, depending upon how long it takes to sell, this vehicle will not go over 35,000 miles. So by the time you get possession of it, it's going to have somewhere between 33,000 and 35,000. We generally don't try to drive them and, you know, really rack up miles on a vehicle we have for sale, but the miles will change a little bit. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email. Thank you very much and have a good day.